December. Someone to read for us. 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 December 2024. Nada tusomea. Someone to read for us. Na mwenye ameweka hii stuff hapo ni nani? Sawa, now I think imekubali kurecord. So I think imekubali. So open. So open that past paper. Someone to December 2024 question number 2C. December 2024 question number 2C. Hakuna mwenye anajitolea bwana.
Nitasoma.
Soma tusome.
Question 2C. Lama Limited currently pays a dividend of 2 shillings per share on its ordinary shares. The company expects to increase the dividend at annual rate of 20% for the first 4 years and at 13% annual rate for the next 4 years, and then grow the dividend at annual rate of 7%, therefore, to perpetuate. This phased growth pattern is in keeping with the expected life cycle of earnings. The company requires a 16% return to invest in these shares. Required, determine the value of Lama Limited shares using the Gordon's growth model.
So this is a combination. So remember, this is a combination of non-constant growth rate with the dividend growth rate. Remember, the Gordon's. So the Gordon's model is applicable in this part. So this part is for what we call the Gordon's model. So the Gordon's model comes in under this part, Gordon's model. So the Gordon's model is applicable from that part. So the Gordon's model is applicable from that part. So the Gordon's model is applicable from that part. Let us do that question. Let's do that question together. So for non-constant dividend growth rate, remember, for non-constant dividend growth rate, remember we shall be using the discounted cash flow method to get the PO. And for you to get the discounted cash flow method, we have to discount the future payment, that is the dividends, into present value in order to get, for example, the value of a share. So this occurs where the dividends will increase at a different rate during the early period of the economic life of the project before the growth rate becomes constant. And from that question, you can see clearly that it will reach a point where the dividend will become constant. So this is the formula, this is the method. So this is the formula, but we shall be using this method, the DCF, discounted cash flow. So CF means cash flow, D means discounted cash flow method. So let us do it. Let us do it. So let us do that question together. So let me read the question again. So December 2024, the question is question number 2C. Number 2C. Now this is the discounted cash flow method. We're going to use the discounted cash flow method. So we start with the period. So we need the period. Then we need the DPS, dividend per share, which is given by, this is equals to DO 1 plus G. Then we need the present value interest factor, present value interest factor, end period, and the percentage. Then we get the present value. Then we get the present value. So that is the format. That is the format. So let's see the question as to we answer. Lama Limited currently pays a dividend of 2 per share on its ordinary share. So we know that the dividends, DPS, is 2 bob. So the DPS is 2 bob. DPS is 2 bob. The company expects to increase the dividends at annual rate of 20% for the first 4 years. So for the first 4 years. So let us start. We have year 1, year 2, year 3, mpaka year 4. So for the first 4 years, itakuwa ina increase at a rate of, itakuwa ni 2, dividend ni 2, 1 plus 20% ni 0.2. 0.2 inakuja ngapi? So inakuja ngapi? So year 1, so 2 into bracket 1 plus 0.2. So do 20% divided by 100, it's 0.2, yes. So 2, 1 plus 0.2, inakuja 2.4. 2.4. Then it also increase at the same rate, 2.4, 1 plus 0.2. So you inaileta hapa, then inaendelea to grow at the same rate. So it will continue to grow at the same rate, 1 plus 0.2. Itakuwa ni 2.88. Then the 2.88 will still continue growing for the next year. The same at 2.88, 1 plus 0.2. So 2.88, 1 plus 0.2. Itakuwa 3.456. Then 3.456, 1 plus 0.2. So times, so 3.456, 1 plus 0.2, inakuwa 4.1472. So to continue, let us continue. Wakatuambia hapo, wakaendelea wakasema that and at 13% and at 13% at 13 annual rate for the next 4 years. So another 4 years. So tunaenda 5, 6, 7, 8. So at which rate now hapa ina change inakuwa 13%. So inaendelea now 4.1472 to increase at 13%. That one will continue at a rate of 13%. Then mwisho itakuwa 7%. So 4.1472, 1 plus 0.13. So hapa inabidi tumeround off 4. I think we should round off to at least the 3 decimal place, 4.68686. Let's say about 4.686, 1 plus 0.13. So answer into bracket, I'm assuming 4.686, 4.686, 1 plus 0.13. Itakuwa ni 5.295, then 5.295, still increasing at the rate of 13%. So 5.295, 1 plus 0.13, that will be equal to 5.983, then 5.983, 5.983, 1 plus 0.813, 0.13, itakuwa 5.983, 1 plus 0.13, itakuwa ni 6.761. So tukishafika hapo, I think tuko poa, tuko mbaya. Now from that point, now itaendelea now to grow at a constant rate. Now it will continue to grow at a constant rate. Now let us talk about it. So between 8 out to perpetuity. So this one will go to 8 out to perpetuity. Now in this case, we use the Gordon's model. We use the Gordon's model. Now our previous dividend tunatumia hii. So remember Gordon's model inakuanga DO 1 plus G KE minus G. KE minus G. I think that is the formula, remember. Now our DO is our last dividend. Our last dividend in this case is, so our DO is our last. So it will be equal to 6.761. So kumbuke in the last, so DO is our last. 1 plus 7. Now from here, from this point to kwenda mbele, it will go at a which rate from the question? What I made, it will go at a rate of 7% if I'm not wrong. Yes, 7%. So itakuwa ni 0.07 over 0.16. 0.16 is the cost of capital. We have it there, pale chini. The required rate of return, 16% minus 0.07. So find this figure. Find that figure. So itakuwa kusema 6.761 1 plus 0.07 1 plus 0.07 divided by 0.16 minus 0.07 hii inakupatia 80.38. 80.38. Now we need to find the present value. We need to find the present value. Niongeze mbele kidogo. Let me just nipeleke mbele kidogo. Present value of interest factor. So it is 16%. Remember, it's for n period. Then present value. So tuende kwa table. Let us go to our table. Let us go to our table. Let us go to our table. So this present value, I hope inaonekana vizuri. So present value. Present value. Present value. So sijui kama it is visible. Can you see the present value figure? The present value venye nimeandika. Siko nataka iende kwa hiyo light hapo. But I think it is visible. I think it is visible. So sawa. So we can move on. So let's go to our table pale nyuma. So 16% tunatumia table ya juu because the cash flows are different. Now in the case where you find that your cash flows are the same, tunatumia table ya chini, but in this case ukiangalia our DPS ni 2.4, 2.88, 2.3, so it is changing. Now we use the upper table, the one for this one. So tunatumia table yenyewe ni 1 plus R this minus N. Remember our item is 16%. So ukienda kwa table, this is what you get. So unaweza enda kwa table mniambie the figures, but mimi naweza tafuta direct na calculator. So 1 plus 0.16 raised to minus 1. So enda kwa table na utapata 0.86 21 ya kwanza. Ya pili 0.74 32 0.74 32. Then ya tatu 0.64 itakuwa ni 0.64 07. Then ya ine 0.552 0.552 3. Kenda ya tano ni 0.4761. Kenda ya sita ni 0.41 04. Naweza kwa table angalia pale nyuma ziko hapo. So mimi natumia calculator anyway to give it the same item. 0.35 38. Then ya ya 8 0.3050. Now remember PO. The Godon's model. Godon's model is a model which is used to convert the future value to present. Now, this model, it may convert this cash flow up to year 8. Now, so kutoka in perpetuity, from the perpetuity or from the infinity, it may determine the present value up to year 8. Now, this 80.83 is up to period 8. Now we need to reduce this one now to period 0. So what do? We use the one for period 8, which is the same 0.3050. Find the present values so that we can get the intrinsic value. So in this case, we shall get the intrinsic value. Shall get the intrinsic value. The intrinsic value. So let us found it. So tunaanza na kwanza 2.4 times 0.8621. This one is equal to say 2.069. So that can do two decimal places. Then 2.88 times 0.7432. 2.14. So 2.14. 3.456. 0.64. 07. 2.21. So I can do two decimal places. 4.1. 472. 0.5523 is equal to 2.29. 4.86. 4.686. 0.4761. 2.23. 5.29. 5. 0.41. 04. Itakuwa 2.17. 2.17. Then naingia hiyo next. 5.9. 83. 0.35. 38. 2.1. 2.12. Then 6.7. 61. 0.3050. Itakuwa ni 2.062. Then ya mwisho ni 80.38 times 0.3050. 24.52. So add them together, I shall get the PO of that security. So 2.069, 2.069, 2.14, 2.21, 2.29, 2.23, 2.17, 2.12, 2.062, plus 24.52. So it is Kenya shillings 41.811 per share. That's how you are supposed to do that question. That was how you are supposed to do that question. Je, kwaje? Yes, what kwaje?
I have a question. Is there a case they don't provide the tables in an exam?
Table inakuanga throughout.
Oh, okay. Okay, just in case they don't, what is this? 1 plus R, what is R?
R ni your rate, this one 16%. Hivi plus 0.16. So kama unataka kupata year 1 unaweka -1. Kama unataka kupata year 2 unaweka -2. Kama unataka kupata year 3 unaweka -3. Hivyo ukisonga.
Oh, okay.
Yes, but in any exam you shall be provided with the table. So in any exam, the table will be provided to you, so don't worry about the table. But it is good you know to do it because it might save a lot of time. So kuliko shida ukifungua page yako nini ya paper yako kwa nyuma ukitafuta, you just do it direct. Just do it direct. But that one is okay. Let us look for another question. Let us look for another question. Let us look for another question. Then we do it. So now amepata another question. So nikitafuta ngoja kidogo tu, kuna kitu natafuta hapa. Jumbo nimenipotea. Sawa. So but that's how you do it. That's how you do it actually. So don't worry. Sawa, iko sawa. Now, let's go to another sitting. And we see. Yeah, that was for December 2024. It was just like that. Okay. I think there was no question. April 2024. April 2024, I think April 2024, do you have a question? April 2024. Question number 4B, we did it. 4B tulifanya, so hiyo hakuna tufanye tena. December 2023. December 2023. December 2023 hakuna. August 2023. August 2023. August 2023. Kama pia hakuna. So August 2023 hakuna. April 2023. April 2023. Hakuna. Sawa, hiyo ni kama hakuna, ni sawa tu. Tukienda sitting ingine December 2022. Ni kama ni kitambo ikisetiwa December 2022. December 2022 ni kama pia hakuna. Haya, May 2021. May 2021. Yes, May 2021 we can do it. May 2021 we can do question number 1C. May 2021 1C. Can you do this one? May 2021 1C. May 2021 question number 1C. May 2021 question number 1C. Can you do that question? This one is simpler. That one is codons. So can I wrap this part? Can I wrap this part? Aya, kama hakuna majibu ni kumaanisha I can wrap it. So let's do May 2021 question number 1C. The question is about I think Godon's model. That one is Godon's model. So that one is about Godon's model. May 2021 question number 1C. May 2021 question number 1C. I think the question is about Godon's model. Godon's model. And we know that Godon's model is equal to DO 1 plus G KE minus G. KE minus G. Now let us analyze the question and see if it is possible. So Azina expect a dividends of now dividends. So DO is 5.4, 5.40, and then addition for the company dividend payout ratio is 60%, or we call it the 0.6. The shareholder return on equity. So return on equity is 15%. 15%, meaning our growth rate the ROE multiplied with the retention ratio. So you can find our retention ratio. Our retention ratio is equal to payout ratio is equal to 1 minus payout ratio. So itakuwa our retention ratio is 1 minus 0.6, which is 0.4, or you call it 40%. What else are we remaining? What about KE? Our KE hakuna. Now kama KE hakuna ni kumaanisha our KE itakuwa the same 15% kama we don't have KE. So kumaanisha the ROE is still our return on equity. So let's find the PO. Itakuwa ni 5.4, 1 plus G. G ni ngapi? Find G. Let's find G. G itakuwa ni 15% times 0.4. So 15% times 0.4. So 15 times 0.4, which is 6%. 6%. I think hapo tuko sawa. Any person with a question? Paka hapo? Hakuna. So let's find PO. Itakuwa ni 5.4, 1 plus G over what? 0.15 kwa sababu kuna KE. Itakuwa hiyo. But kama ungekuwa mpatu return on equity, ungetumia pa return on equity. So in return on equity ungepata required rate of return. So kama sasa ni kupata required rate of return ungetumia hapa, but hakuna, we can assume that the required rate of return and return on equity are the same figure in that case. Let us see. Yes.
When you umepata G, I don't understand it.
When you umepata
G.
Ati E. E ndio kusema
G growth rate.
Oh, growth rate is 15%. So the growth rate is equal to return on equity, which is 15% times the retention ratio. So retention ratio is what remains. So 60% ndio tunalipa. Ngapi inabaki? 40. 40 ni 0.4. Tuko sawa?
Sawa.
Yeah. So tunaweza weka 1 plus 0.06 divided by 0.15 minus 0.06. So mimi napata Kenya shillings 63.6 per share. Now, so this one is PO. So compare PO with the market price. Market price ni ngapi kwa swali? Someone tell me. So kwa swali mtuambia market price ni ngapi? From the question. Yes. 64 point. Per share. So the question is it overvalued or undervalued? Is it overvalued or undervalued? That is the question now. I want you to answer me. Is it overvalued or undervalued? Remember, the PO is less than the market price. PO is less than the market price. Imagine the market price is more than the PO. So the market price of a security is more than the PO. So what does it mean? This means that the security is overvalued. The squeeze overvalued. So what do you advise this person? He should sell the share, the share. He should sell the share to get profit. So that is the advice. That is the advice you give this person, kwa sababu kampuni wanasema wanakuzia na 63. Ukihold kama unanunua na 63, kama unauza na 63. But kwa market wanasema unauza ama unanunua na 64. So the best advice, kwa sababu kwa market ni expensive, you sell it. Lakini wakati utaona hii ni ndogo kushinda hii, then you should advise that person to buy. But in this case, you should sell so that apate profit. So you should sell because the price of the market is more than the one of the company. So you should sell immediately. So that is the advice. Yes, what iko sawa? That is Gordon's model. Iko sawa? Let us look for another question. Ninangu irudi kunyuma chini kabisa. Ilikuwa page ngapi? So, that was for May 2021, ni sawa, tumefanya hiyo swali. Then that one is okay. We can look for another question, the last one, then I give you your assignment. Yeah, May 2019. Question number 1. Is someone ready for us? May 2019. May 2019. Question number 1. Sinalo somea. 1C and question number 1C and question number 2A, 2B. 2B. Another somea 2A and then we get somea 2B. 2A. Nada somea 2A. I'm going to somea 2B. Moja some 2A na mwingine tusome 2B. Aya, hakuna, so let me just read it. So an investor holds 1,000 ordinary share in Upendo, the company quoted in the security exchange. The company has been paying an average dividend of 1.5 annually in the recent year. The farm dividends are planned to grow at a rate of 10% per annum in the coming 3 years, then grow at a rate of 8% in the next 2 years, then thereafter grow at a rate of 5% in perpetuity. The rate of return is 12% required. Using the discounted cash flow method, determine the value of 1,000 ordinary shares of Upendo. So let us do that one. Let us start with question number 1A. We start with the question number 1A. Question number 1A. So tunaongelea mambo na period. So allow me to shift it a bit. Hapo sijui kama inaonekana, but I hope inaonekana. So we have the period. Period. Then expected dividend. Expected DPS. Then the present value interest factor. Now this one is for 12% for end period. Then present value. then the present value. So I think ikiwa hivyo iko sawa. Sawa. So let's start with the question. Anatuambia that the dividend is how much? 1.5. So period number 1. So we have 1.5. Then we add the G. We add the G. So let me use a different pen in this case. Let me see if I can use the red one. So another now 1.5. Now wanatuambia that the rate it will grow at which 10% for the next 3 years. 10% for the next 3 years. 10% for the next 3 years. So itakuwa 1.5. 1.5. 1 plus 0.1. Itakuwa ni 1.65. Year 2, 1.65. 1 plus 0.1. So times 1 plus 0.1. 1.815. Then year 3, 1.815. So namna confirm. Zamina harakisha, so nisikuwe napenda vitu zangu. 1.815. 1 plus 0.1. 1 plus 0.1. 1.9965. Then inaenda mpaka year 3. So that one is up to year 3. So up to year 3. So tunaachia hapo. Then the firm's dividend is expected to grow at a rate of 10% for the first in the year coming 3 years. Then it grow at a rate of 8% for the next 2 years. So hapa itakuwa now 1.9965. 1 plus 0.08. Now this one is for the next 2 years. So 1.9965. 1 plus 0.08. This will be equal to 2.15622. 2.15622. Then year 5. 2.15622. 1 plus 0.08. So 2.15622. 1 plus 0.1. Or 1 plus 0.08. Inakuwa ni 2.3287. 87 tunaiachia hapo. 7 2. Tunaiachia hapo. Now let's go to the next item. We need to find this one. Acha nisongeshe hivi kidogo. Present value interest factor for 16%. Then after half, we can get the present value. We can get present value. So the rate of domain is not 16% actually. Mimi najipia kirere. The rate is supposed to be 12%. So it's supposed to be 12%. So tutatumia the same rate 1. Now now from year 5 to perpetuity. Now we use the Gordon's model. So tuendelee before tuandike hiyo. Then it will go at a rate of 5% in perpetuity. So we know the formula is DO. So saya hakuna kuandika DO. We know this is the formula DO 1 plus G KE minus G. So we know that is the formula. No need to repeat it again. So tunachukua the latest one here ni 2.32872. 1 plus G. What's our G? Our G wametuambia itakuwa ngapi? Our G wametuambia itakuwa 0.05. 0.05 over 0.12. That's the upper 12% minus 0.05. What will be the answer for that one? So 2.32872 into bracket 1 plus 0.05 divided by 0.12 minus 0.05. The answer will be equal to 34. 34.9308. Now let's get these figures. 12%. So mimi natumia calculator kama kawaida. For you can go kwa table, uende kwa table ya kwanza ya the one for, so unaenda kwa table unaangalia for n period. This one for n period. So now unaangalia hiyo figures for 12%. Unakuja unaweka hapo. So mimi nitaweka direct. So najua ni 1 plus 0.12 raised to -1. So uta confirm the figure kwa nyuma 0.8 8929 ya 2 0.7972 0.7972 ya 3 0.7118 0.7118 then ya 4 0.6355 0.6355 then ya 5 0.5674 0.5674. Now this Gordon's model imeitoa from perpetuity up to year 5. So imeitoa from perpetuity up to year 5. Now we need now to convert this one from year 5 to 0. So tunatumia the same rate in year 5, which is 0.5674. Now when you add this item together, we shall get our PO, which is our intrinsic value. Our PO, which is our intrinsic value. So to answer 1.65 times 0.8929. Here tupatia 1.47 3285 3285. I think mnapata hiyo. Haya, next 1.815 times 0.7972. Then is 1.4 4696918. Then 1.9965 0.7118. There is 1.42 1.87 11087. Then 2.15 5622 times 0.5355. Then it's 1.370 278. Inafikisha hapo 278. Then 2.3 2872 times 0.5674, which is 1.32 1315 13157. Then ya mwisho 3.4 9308 0.56 74 0.9308. So inakuwa ni 19.8197 819736. So add them together, we shall get the value of that figure. So that is marked the end of that question. Number 1A. Let's do 1B. 1B will be also the final for this topic, for this method. Let us do 1B, question number 2B. Question number 2B for the same sitting. Tunatuambia that 2B that the management of Amani Limited is considering risk in the security and intends to undertake valuation of the shares. The following information is provided. Number 1, EPS. So you have this information. So it's 2B. EPS ni ngapi? Kenya shillings 4 per share. That's number 1. Number 2 anatuambia the firm issued 10 ordinary shares. So payout ratio is 40%. Payout ratio ni ngapi? 40%. Meaning retention ratio ni ngapi? Retention ratio itakuwa ni 60%. Is that correct? That is correct. The company, the firm equity capital was 200 million. The required rate of return, ni ngapi? Required return 18%. 18%. Now that one is the information we have. Now we need to find the theoretical value. So theoretical value is the PO. So remember, we're going to talk about theoretical value. Theoretical value is the same as the intrinsic value. Intrinsic value, which is the same as PO. That is the same thing. So we know that PO is equal to DO 1 plus G over KE minus D. So we need to find those items. Now we don't have the dividend, so we find dividend. Now payout ratio is equal to DPS over EPS. Payout ratio is equal to EPS over DPS. Now our payout ratio is 40%. So times 100%. So kumaanisha 40% will be equal to DPS, which we don't know. DPS over EPS, we know it is 4 times 100. So find the DPS. So what would be the value of the DPS? What would be the value of the DPS? Itakuwa ni 40 times 4 divided by 100. So what would be the value? Itakuwa ni 40 times 4 divided by 100, 1.6. Tumemaliza. Haya, we need to find G. G is retention ratio times return on equity. Now we have the retention ratio here. You can see the retention ratio we have is 60%. Now return on equity we don't have, but we can calculate. Is equal to the net profit after tax over equity capital. If you confirm kama ndio formula. Let's use the word net income. Net income, someone to confirm for us, over shareholders equity. Shareholders equity times 100. Now net income, remember net income is the same as profit after tax. And how do you get the profit after tax? Profit after tax is equal to EPS times number of shares. So profit after tax is EPS times number of shares. So what will be our net income? Our net income itakuwa ni 4. Number of shares ni ngapi kwa hiyo swali yetu? Number of shares 10 million. 10 million. This is 40 Kenya shillings. 40 million. So that's number one. That is the first item. Another thing we need is the shareholders equity. Now shareholders equity kwa swali yetu tukiangalia, we have it. Equity capital. So the shareholders equity in the equity capital ni ngapi? 200 million. So we can get our ROE. ROE ni 40 over ROE ni 200 million times 100. So what is our ROE? 40 divided by 200 times 100. It is 20%. 20%. Now we can find our PO. Since we have all the information, our PO, itakuwa our dividend hii hapa. To calculate hapa, you can see 1.6. 1.6. Our growth rate. We have not calculated the growth rate. Let us calculate the growth rate first. Growth rate itakuwa ni G, which is a return on equity. So return on equity times the retention ratio. Retention ratio in our case is 60%, which is means is 0.6. 0.6. So 20 times 0.6, 12%. Now you can find our PO. 1.6 G, 1 plus 0.12 over KE. Our KE, ndio hii 18%, which is 0.18 minus 0.12. To find your PO per share, so Kenya shillings, so 1.6, 1 plus 0.12 divided by 0.18 minus 0.12. So it is 29.86 per share. But confirming method, ROE, if that is the correct format, you can Google. Hapo hivyo uniambie, let me Google. But I think that one is all. That is all about it. Assignment. 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 So we have assignment here. Na umeke unafanya hizi assignment usipofanya November 2018. November 2018, question number 3C. Inafaa hiyo chini, hiyo setting iko tu chini yake hapo. Question number 3C. Haya. May 2018 1B, hiyo tulifanya jana. On Friday, sorry. Tulifanya on Friday. This one we did it on Friday, so you can do it again. You can check it. We have it November 2017. November 2017. November 2017, question number 3. November 2017, question number 3. May 2017, question number 2A1. May 2017, question number 2A, part 1. And also 2C. And also 2C. November 2016. November 2016. 4A. November 2016. Question number 4A. Those are the related equation. And 4B. 4A and 4B. I think it's only enough. The rest we can check. May 2016, 1C. May 2016, question number 1C. May 2016, question number 1C. 82C. Hizo tumeshafanya. Kwa tunakupatia ujue tumeshafanya hii class, so it is due to go and check it again and see if you can do them. Then September 2015, which I think is the last sitting. September 2015. Hakuna. November 2015, 1D. November 2015, 1D. November 2015, question number 1D. So the rest of the question tutafanya baadaye. Okay. Kama zimeisha. Na hizi ni zao zimix hizi mapasi paper. Zimexiwa kumixiwa. So ndio ya mwisho. This one is for August 2022. Iko chini. August 2022 iko chini kabisa. Question number 5. C. I think this one is the last question. I think this one is the last question. So we meet tomorrow. So tomorrow we shall come and do tutakuja kufanya MM hypothesis. So tomorrow we meet for MM hypothesis. MM hypothesis. So tomorrow when we meet and we so that we can do MM hypothesis. MM hypothesis. So MM hypothesis. So let us meet tomorrow. We do the MM hypothesis. So MM hypothesis. That is all about it for today. So that is all for today. We meet tomorrow. We meet tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow, either tomorrow or the day after tomorrow. I will communicate. So tomorrow you might not have the class, but make sure you do all these assignments. You can also share with me. Once you do them. So any question up to that point? Mutua ripotea leo amepatikana. Mutua amekaribishwa, ripotea sana, but that is okay. Inaeleweka. Kazi imekuwa mingi. Anyway, we meet tomorrow. So we meet tomorrow, we shall continue. Either tomorrow or the day after tomorrow. So you have a lovely night.